Have you ever gone up and tried to talk with someone and then they look at you bug-eyed like this and then say, no, no English, no English. And then you're both just sitting there awkwardly, one scratching the head and the other is just staring at you bug-eyed. And you just gotta leave because you can't conversate with this person. The first reason I'd say is traveling, obviously, because one of the main reasons I learned Spanish is for traveling, other than my girlfriend and my best friend, just for like little things of like asking directions or ordering food or a beer or just talking with locals. But not really, like when you're traveling and you speak the language that you're visiting, the people tend to appreciate it a lot more than you would think. Another thing for traveling is like, dude, you can find so many hidden gems just by talking with the local and being like, oh yeah, tell me some hidden gems. Tell me where to look. Tell me what place is like a banger of a place and we'll go. Or like, oh, what's a local food from around here so we can try it, or beer or whatever. So you can really experience the culture. And obviously speaking the language that you're going to visit, I think helps you indulge or like dive into the culture way more than you would think as well. Think about it as you can read all the signs, you can read the street signs. So imagine you're like, I'm hungry as shit, let's find this type of restaurant. You can read it on the signs. When you're ordering food, you can read what you're ordering and not just being like, let me just grab this and hope for the best. Cause this happened before where my friend thought he was gonna get something, he's like, what the fuck is this? And he was pissed. Having another language like in the arsenal is a superpower. Like, I think I've befriended every Mexican, every Hispanic person in my area within a week just by speaking Spanish. And they're like flabbergasted, like, what the hell, white boy speaks Spanish? What the hell? What's going on? Where did he learn this shit? And you can just create conversation out of anything, even if you're just trying to practice, be super friendly. Like, especially with Spanish, Hispanic people are so welcoming and so like happy to hear someone speaking their language, or like they're really appreciative of it, because there's a lot of people here in America at least that don't speak English. So when you go speak their language, they're like, holy shit, this is dope. Mind you, I am going to give you a little bit of a warning. When you speak Spanish, they're going to take that as like, holy shit, he's fluent, and they'll go rapid fire. They'll just start shooting shit out and you'll just have to be like, all right, can you talk slower? Because I didn't understand what the hell you just said. The third thing is that it builds new passageways in your brain and improves cognitive function in ways of creativity, problem solving, critical thinking, attention, memory, and I'm assuming more, but these are just the top 5 for me. It boosts memory because if you think about it, most of the time you're sitting there memorizing conjugations or just different words or how you can use that word. And I can personally testify to this because before, my memory was absolute shit, and it still is pretty bad, but I got to the point of where I'm happy with how much I've remembered and retained from learning a language, and how much it's actually improved my memory of when I'm doing new things, how much I retain and am able to, I guess, regurgitate it back out and tell someone else about it. The next thing is attention. I mean, just understanding the process of why you're saying what you're saying, understanding the grammar, understanding conjugations. When you're talking with someone in a different language, you have to be so heavily concentrated into the conversation, especially if you're not fluent in the language, to filter out the stuff that you don't need, and then to actually understand what they're saying and in what tense they're saying it, or what word you don't know. You're basically creating a whole separate personality inside your brain that thinks in a completely different manner, speaks in a different manner, and even expresses in a different manner, because there's expressions in Spanish that you simply can't cross over in English. But it helps with problem solving as well, because in learning another language, it's not directly just converting word to another word. It's, changing the whole manner in which you talk. and using different expressions and literally inventing. The last thing is I feel like people believe that it's too difficult to learn a language, and like even learning Spanish is way too complicated. But in reality, it's really not, and all it takes is patience and perseverance to just understand that you're not gonna understand everything, and be okay with, you know, going out trying to conversate and failing miserably. Or another thing is not taking it to the heart so personally when you're trying to speak and someone offers a correction. I feel like with beginners, they try and speak and then they get so bothered by when someone who's fluent corrects it just by saying like, I think you should be saying this and not this, because it's more easily understood.